Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Chief Advisor inaugurates e-learning program for the first time in 3 hill districts of country. Election campaign in vibrant mood. Candidates approaching door-to-door campaign. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman seeks votes on the symbol of Dhani Ashish in upcoming national polls. Jamaat Amir vows to rehabilitate extortionists with dignified work in New Bangladesh. ICT concludes trial of Abu Said murder case. Verdict awaits delivery anytime. Iran warns of painful response as US military buildup intensifies in Middle East. And Sabalenka defeat Eva Jovic to reach Australian Open semi-finals. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Chief Adviser Professor Muhammad Yunus formally inaugurated the e-learning program in 12 schools across the 3 hill districts in Chattogram. He launched the program virtually from the State Guest House Jamuna in the capital today and exchanged views with teachers and students of the 12 schools. The e-learning program will be launched in phases in 149 selected primary and secondary schools in the 3 hill districts within the shortest possible time. Addressing the students of the schools on the occasion, Professor Yunus said, "The internet has reached the whole world, but it did not reach your areas. Today we started with only 12 schools, whereas it should have started in 3,500 schools. We have to reach that goal very quickly," he added. Chief Advisor said through the internet they will be able to know what is happening across the world. Later, he virtually exchanged views with several teachers and students. The teachers and students expressed their gratitude and thanks to the Chief Advisor for launching the e-learning program. Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Advisor Shupradip Chakma, SDG Principal Coordinator Lamia Murshid, Special Assistant to the Chief Advisor for the Ministry of Posts, Telecommunications and Information Technology Faiz Ahmed Tayyab, and Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Ministry Secretary Muhammad Mizanur Rahman were present on the occasion. All eyes are now on February 12. The eager public is counting down the days to the upcoming 13th National Parliamentary election. Voting will take place simultaneously and without interruption across the country on February 12 from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. In this election, 1,973 nominated candidates from various parties will engage in fierce contests across 298 constituencies nationwide. From early morning, candidates of different parties, accompanied by their activists and supporters, are tirelessly going door to door to reach voters. There is intense competition as rivals strive to show themselves ahead, while both candidates and voters from all parties share a common expectation that the 13th National Parliamentary election will be held in a free, fair and impartial manner. whether from the BNP, Jamaat, NCP, independent candidates or other parties. Despite the energetic campaigning in their respective constituencies, voters ultimately want to elect the most capable candidate, someone they believe will stand by them in local development. The people of the country also hope that this election will lead to the formation of a new government, guided by worthy representatives to build a corruption-free new Bangladesh. BNP Chairman Tariq Rahman has called on voters to cast their votes on Thanir Sheesh on February 12 election. He said this while addressing an election rally at the Mymensingh Circuit House grounds today. Tariq Rahman said that if BNP comes to power, it will provide honorariums for imams and muezzins so that they can live with dignity. The BNP chairman said that they must be vigilant this time so that no one can loot the votes like in the past. He said if everyone is united in the elections on February 12, the desired Bangladesh is possible. BNP chairman Tariq Rahman called on everyone to remain united to establish people's rule and build the desired Bangladesh. As part of election campaigning for the upcoming 13th National Parliamentary election, the 11-party alliance is holding election rallies across various districts. As part of the program, Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman sought votes in favor of the alliance's candidates at a rally held this morning at the Joshore Idgah ground. He also called for votes in favor of the referendum, expressing optimism that the youth will lead Bangladesh's future development journey. The Jamaat Amir said that instead of unemployment allowances, employment opportunities will be placed in the hands of young people. He pledged to upgrade Joshore City to a city corporation and said that if entrusted with the responsibility of running the state, development of every district would be ensured based on fairness and rightful entitlement. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said that in the new Bangladesh there would be no syndicates or extortion, and arrangements would be made to provide extortionists with respectable employment as well. Central and local leaders of the 11-party alliance also addressed the rally. Later, Dr. Shafiqur Rahman attended an election rally in Khulna. International Crimes Tribunal 2 has kept the case pending for verdict following the completion of the trial proceedings in the murder case of Abu Said, a student from Rangpur and the first martyr of the July mass uprising. Prosecutor Mizanul Islam disclosed this information today while briefing journalists. Earlier, at Tribunal 2, led by Justice Nozrul Islam Chaudhry, lawyers for the defense presented their final arguments today, the last day of hearings. Before that, the prosecution concluded the presentation of its arguments on January 25. In the case, the prosecution presented testimony before the tribunal from 25 witnesses, including the father of martyr Abu Said, eyewitnesses and journalists. Later, prosecutor Mizanul Islam briefed journalists, stating that the prosecution expects the maximum punishment for the accused in the verdict. Earlier, in another case involving 8 charges, including the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July mass uprising, Tribunal 2 deferred the recording of testimony against Joshua President Hassanul Haq Inu and set February 1 as the new date. Meanwhile, the tribunal dismissed a petition filed by lawyers of army officers seeking a review of the order framing charges in a case filed against Sheikh Hasina and 17 others, including 11 former and serving army officers, over allegations of enforced disappearance and torture at the Rapid Action Battalion's Task Force for Interrogation Cell (TFI cell) during the fallen Awami League regime. The order was issued today by International Crimes Tribunal 1 led by Justice Ghulam Murtaza Mozumdar. Later, at the same tribunal, the statement of former army officer Hassan Nur Rahman was a victim of enforced disappearance was recorded in a disappearance and torture case against Sheikh Hasina and 13 others, including army officers related to the joint interrogation cell. In the morning, a total of 20 accused, including 13 army officers arrested in these cases, were produced before the tribunal. The Government Purchase Advisory Council Committee has approved the procurement of 10,000 tons of lentils and 1 crore litres of refined soybean oil ahead of upcoming Ramadan. Power of Energy and Mineral Resources Advisor Muhammad Kabir Khan said this while speaking to journalists after the committee meeting at the Secretariat today, stating that the government aims to ensure the supply of lentils and edible oil in the market during Ramadan. The advisor said the Government Purchase Advisory Council Committee has also approved the purchase of 40,000 tons of urea fertilizer and 100 jeeps for the Rapid Action Battalion. Regarding the issue of increasing salaries of government officials and employees, he said that the Pay Commission has submitted its report and the elected government will have the authority to either implement or cancel the proposed pay scale. Referring to black smoke emitted from every BRTC bus, Environment Advisor Saida Rizwana Hassan has stressed the need for stronger vigilance and public awareness. She made the remarks today while inaugurating a training program in the capital's Tejgaon. The Environment Advisor said strict action must be taken against polluting vehicles, stressing that a coordinated approach is essential to curb air pollution. Addressing drivers, she said vehicles must be driven responsibly. If unnecessary honking is stopped, vehicle speed will automatically reduce and road accidents will also decline, she added. Road Transport and Bridges Advisor Muhammad Kabir Khan, Chief Advisor Special Assistant Sheikh Moinuddin, Environment, Forest and Climate Change Secretary Dr. Farhina Ahmed, BRTC Chairman Abdul Latif Molla, BRTA Chairman Abu Mumtaz Saaduddin Ahmed and representatives of the Road Transport Workers Federation were present at the event. The newly appointed United States Ambassador to Bangladesh, Branty Christensen, visited the World War II Commonwealth War Cemetery in the city's Bacha Mia Road today. Chattogram City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain accompanied the ambassador. The ambassador paid a solemn tribute to the soldiers who sacrificed their lives during the Second World War, laying a wreath at the memorial to honor their memory. At that time, the ambassador and their mayor engaged in a productive exchange on historical significance of the war cemetery and the ongoing efforts to maintain its heritage and environmental integrity. City Mayor Dr. Shahadat Hussain briefed the ambassador on the city corporation's current development projects, focusing on modernizing urban management and enhancing citizen services. Ambassador Christensen lauded the ongoing development initiatives in Chattogram and expressed his appreciation for the city's proactive approach to governance. He assured the mayor of continued U.S. cooperation in the sectors of urban development, environmental, conservation, health, and civic services. Now, international news. Tensions in the Middle East have reached a critical flashpoint as Iran issued a stern warning to the United States and Israel, vowing a decisive and painful response to any potential military aggression. The warning comes amid a massive surge in U.S. military assets in the region, including the arrival of a career strike group and advanced bomber wings. Spokesperson for the Iranian Defense Ministry, Reza Tlaibani, stated on Monday that the Iranian armed forces are at the apex of preparedness. He warned that any move by the US or Israel would be met with a reaction more painful and final than previous encounters. Tlaibani specifically referred the 12-day conflict in June 2025, asserting that Iran's military capabilities and readiness have increased significantly since then. The US military footprint near Iran has expanded rapidly over the last 48 hours. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group has entered the Middle East. President Donald Trump described the fleet as an armada sent to monitor Iran just in case. Reports indicate that a squadron of F-15 Strike Eagles has been deployed to Jordan, while B-52 Stratofortress strategic bombers have arrived at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Israeli media reports that the U.S. is moving a third battery to the region to bolster defensive shields. UAE denies use of territory for strikes. In a significant diplomatic move, the United Arab Emirates has officially declared it will not allow its land, airspace, or territorial waters to be used for any military strikes against Iran. A ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, brokered by US President Donald Trump, is currently in effect. Since the ceasefire came into force on October 10, 2025, Israel has violated the truce at least 1,300 times. These violations include 430 incidents of gunfire targeting civilians and more than 600 cases of aerial bombardment or artillery shelling. According to a report published by Al Jazeera, Israeli forces have carried out operations at least 66 times in residential areas beyond the designated yellow line. More than 200 homes have been destroyed during these operations. In addition, over the past month, Israel has detained at least 50 Palestinians from Gaza. At the same time, Israel has continued to block the entry of essential humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip and has been destroying homes and infrastructure in multiple areas. Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said he will not be forced to choose between relations with the US or China ahead of the first visit of a British leader to Beijing in 8 years. Keir said the UK would maintain close ties with the US on business, security and defense, but added that sticking your head in the sand and ignoring China wouldn't be sensible. In the interview with Bloomberg News, he said the visit to the world's second-largest economy could bring significant opportunities for British companies. Dozens of UK business leaders are expected to travel with him. The trip comes days after the UK approved controversial plans for a vast new Chinese embassy in London. The long-delayed decision was made despite opponents warning it could be used as a base for Chinese spying.